Hi everyone, and welcome to the next lesson in the series on AWS fundamentals. So I'll be teaching you about a concept called bucket versioning. Now, bucket versioning is a concept or a property, more so, that you can actually go ahead and set on your Amazon S3 bucket. So it basically allows us to keep multiple variants or multiple versions of an object on an Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, so don't worry if this is a bit weird to understand. It will make sense once we actually do it practically. So let's head over to Amazon S3. Okay, and we're going to go ahead, and once this loads, go with our previous bucket, and we're going to click on it here. Make sure that your bucket is publicly accessible. Okay, just be sure of that, and that you see this red underlying here. If you're unsure of that, my other videos explain this. So for those of you that are with me, let's move on. If not, if you're a bit struggling with this, just see my previous videos on how to make this bucket publicly accessible. All right, so the first thing we need to do is go to properties, and we need to enable bucket versioning. So we can go ahead and say edit. So as you can see here, before we do that, versioning is a means of keeping multiple variants. So this is what I meant earlier on, that you can have different variants or versions per se of an object. So we can say edit. And we can enable bucket versioning and make sure you save the changes. Okay, so it's been enabled, perfect. And let's head over to objects. And we are going to test this on a Word document. Okay, so if I go out here, I can show you, I have a Word document here called my list. And if I open it up here, my list here has sort of items for a shopping list. So bread, milk, eggs, very simple. So I'm going to save it. This is going to be saved on my desktop, and we're simply going to go ahead and drag this Word document under my object, my bucket 96AP. So it's all ready and set to go. We can go ahead and upload it. Perfect. Right, great. Now we can close it. Now I want to show you something. So you can now go ahead and click on this sort of icon here that's going to show the different versions that we have. So if I click on it here, okay, we can see that we only have one version for my list that you see here. So my list only has one version. And the previous files that I've uploaded before, okay, had requirements, well, the requirements Word document, and you can see here it shows the versions. But so far we only have one version for my list here. Okay, now what I want us to do is just take that off, and we are going to go ahead and make an edit to this file here, and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to add something, let's say, what can we add here? Bacon, for example. Save the file, and we're going to go ahead and upload that object. Same one, same name, like so. Now go ahead now and upload it. Okay, close it. Scroll down, and now you can see it has updated that specific file. So if we go to show versions, we can now see we have an update of that file here that we just made now. So we can see we have a previous version here from earlier on, and we now have our latest version. So basically this is how bucket versioning would work with these two versions. Right, now I want to show you something here. So if I were to just close this document for a minute, let's click on the first version that we had. Okay, this one would be the first version. So we can go ahead and just open this. I'm going to open it in another tab here. Okay, let's open that up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually open this document here. So it's going to open up. Okay, and let's open this here. So let's just wait for it. And this one shows the very first, file that we uploaded. Now you can see here it doesn't have bacon because this is the very first version that we have of this particular file. Now let's close this up. Okay, now we can close this, and let's click now on this one here. This is the updated one. So you can see by the time the last modified, the update. So this is the second file that we uploaded, that we modified. So let's go here. Okay, let's just wait for it to load. Okay, and let's just say open here. Okay, there it is. Okay, and let's open this up. So let's just wait for this. Excuse the wait. Apologies. And there we go. So we can see this is updated because now we have in the shopping list, we now have bacon. So we can see here we have multiple variants of the same object. Okay, so this is basically how bucket versioning works. So we can just close this up. So we can now see if we take this away. Okay, we can see that we are currently using the latest version. So if we go back to show versions, we can see that we've started off here and now we're here at the moment. So we can see this specific time and the version ID. And if we were to go back, we can now see by the time here that this is the latest and current version that we have. Now, let's say that we want to revert back to our old version. So there's a simple way to do this. We can simply go ahead and say show versions. And let's say that we want to go back to our first version. So we can click here on our current version here. So look at the date modifier to get a good hint. And click on it there, and you can just say delete. Okay, so just going to say here it's going to delete, and we can just type here permanently delete. Okay, great, and we can just say delete objects. Okay, great, let's go back. Okay, and now you'll see we only have one version here. Okay, and that was the previous version. If you look at the time, before it was 2358, now it's 2357. And let's go out of show version, click on this specific file now. And we can test this by just downloading it quickly. And we'll open this, and technically we should now see what we had for the first file, which didn't include bacon on our shopping list. So now we have bread, milk, and eggs. Okay, so we can now see that we've reverted now to the previous version by just simply going ahead and deleting the updated file. So this is a good way if we want to go back to previous versions. So let's say we have 5 files. Version 1 and 2 weren't good, version 4 was bad, version 5 is not good, and we want to go back to version 3. You can see this is a very effective way to actually go back and version your files and go to a particular version that was most appropriate for your use case or your cause. Okay, so that's it on bucket versioning. I hope it made sense and that it helped you. So this is a way that we can keep track of our updated files and roll back to necessary versions if we feel that is the way for us. All right, so that's that.